ting drinking.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're live.
Live, did you say?
Live.
All right. Good to hear. Hey, everyone. I am Hyper Turtle, and my friend here, who needs no introduction, but of course I'm going to introduce him, KJ Freedom.
How you doing, man? We're back with FSL. What do we got
I'm doing
tonight?
well. Oh boy. Well, we got a couple of replays that I meant to do Wednesday, but my internet got weird. I have double checked that. It's looking good now. But we're going to be doing replays of Gray versus Hockey and Secondhand Lion versus Valhurt. But then, of course, it's Friday, so we need some live stuff too. We will be doing Frieden versus Lucky Larry at the Code S level, and the Code S Plus, we got Harus against Dark Menace. This is all on the new patch. However, we are going to be sticking with the same maps we have before. And can't actually hear you anymore.
Yeah, new patch. We're gonna see who's gonna abuse the new units or certain units.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw Deepu step up to the plate last time, complete with not only the Cyclone Harass, but the infamous faster Ultralisk Gun Burrow. We'll see if we see any more of that. I'm not guessing we will, but I love being surprised.
Yes, sir.
And then meanwhile, yep, a lot of fun stuff going on. Supposedly, this whole Microsoft acquisition thing is going to happen next week. We'll see about that. But of course, corporate wheels do not turn fast, so that's only the next step. I wouldn't expect anything to change in StarCraft overnight over that, but definitely curious what studios like World's Edge and Relic Games can bring to the table should they choose. Oh, and I got a new portrait last night. I have unlocked the Infestor by getting my 500th Zerg solo win. But enough about me. Let's
Oh,
talk about FSL.
yeah. I'm just checking out your Infestor's portrait.
Yep. Yeah. The portrait has not been nerfed or buffed, as far as I can tell. So I have everything queued up. If you're with me in game, Hockey versus Gray, and their first map is going to be Grezvin.
Yeah. So should we chat with them, or is this is just a
This is a
replay?
replay.
Oh, okay. We're gonna start with replay
I am hoping to have, I believe, Harus
and Dark Menace.
and Dark Menace on second,
Sounds good.
and that one's going to be as live as they come.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So, of course, this is a casual league, all skill levels, all ages. But tonight, this is almost all going to be some of our top players just hitting each other head to head, both the live and the replays.
So Hockey and Gray, what's your
Mm-hmm.
prediction? They should be really good.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell. I guess they're both in the same clan, the Anito group.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're also both kind of fairly new to FSL, so I haven't seen either of them recently enough to make a prediction, especially Gray, who's lived in an area where the internet got taken down, I think almost a month and a half, poor guy.
Yep. Um.
So, hmm?
So one thing is, you know how you were talking about internet getting taken down. We did lose our server, so a couple of the intros I had to recover. It looks like I don't have
I did
Hockey.
notice that a couple were missing on Wednesday.
Yeah, Hockey's missing, so just say him. But Gray's there because he's been there for a while. So
All right, point taken. Let's get started.
all right.
Last season's map, Grezvin. I remember trying to look up where that name came from. I think it's just another dude. Who knows?
Yeah.
Now, in the upper left, we have the Green Terran. He is Aki. And his opponent, the Orange Zerg, he is Green. I love how many players we have with colors in their names, especially when they don't go with that color. Cyan, I find, almost always chooses some shade of blue. But with Gray, he does have the simulant skin, so he at least has some gray to complement that. But yeah, I love it. They're both from the same, I guess it's kind of a, minor clan or something. They just do a lot of team games, and I know that Gray does work with one of the other players from that group in teams.
Yeah, Gray. Do we find out why he chose the name Gray? Do you remember? I'm sure we asked at one point.
Nope, and we can't ask him right now either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just a cool name, It's just kind of shades off, I suppose.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask Matheson. Why do you think he picked that name? To see what
Yeah.
what he says.
Well, I'm waiting. Standard starts, by the way. And we have the usual Reaper coming out too.
Oh, I can't. And I'm on the ignore list with Matheson. So maybe you'll
Oh
have to type.
no! Here, let me.
Yeah, copy and paste that sucker. It's just a fun thing to see what AI will
Yeah,
say.
and he responds, "Hi, counterfeit penny." And that's the same thing he said before, too, except before, for some reason, he had an emote of a Yule log. Oh, maybe Gray chose his name to represent his mysterious playstyle. Okay, so there we go. But yeah, I love that Matheson threw a Yule log at me. It's just like the stores. It's almost Halloween, so of course they have Christmas stuff in. All right, one Zerglin does go down. The Queen, however, drives the little Green Reaper away. And we do have some Zerglins, but they're not going to be able to keep up very much off creep. Another Zerglin does go down. I do love how the simulant skin, like the buildings burn and the units just kind of fall apart and explode. So they really went the extra mile with that stuff. Gray taking his third at a pretty standard time. And Hacky making sure that he knows where those are going up. Reaper versus Hatchery, the eternal battle. And here we go. I mean, speed only maybe a third of the way done, so it's gonna be a while before those Zerglings can keep up. Or this Queen, look at tread. Oh, you know, I think that explosion actually helped the Queen get close to the Reaper.
Yeah, surprised he bothered
Ooh.
with the queen.
Yeah, well, or either of them bothered, either the Queen against the Reaper or the Reaper against the Queen. But you know, you get style points anytime you bounce an opponent's unit around, so I do not blame that Queen one bit. Now we got the starport about halfway done over on this side of the map. Meanwhile, Gray pretty much focused on economy. And there we go. The Queens hit the creep. They speed up a bit, but yeah, I don't know. Nope. I do love the strategy of trying to knock the Queens off creep, but of course, if there isn't a lot else to go after them with, it's really, once again, just to be a little bit extra annoying.
So
What do we got?
Hockey
Ooh,
doesn't know that Gray likes to macro, right? But in this instance, he has
yeah.
a lot of links and he's got banelings coming.
I've
So
Yeah, I don't know how much time Gray's been spending on, let's say, the Twitch app, or the Discord app for that matter. You know, I believe he did at least still have a working cellular connection, but that's not going to handle StarCraft. Actually, I have heard interesting stories about people who tried to play StarCraft using their cell phone as an internet hotspot.
oh, that sounds
Mostly
like
the
it'll be
results
laggy.
were underwhelming, yeah,
Yeah.
to say the
I mean,
least.
even on
All right,
Wi-Fi, you never really know when it'll be a
yeah,
little bit of a spike. So I don't play on
sometimes,
that.
or just regionally. All right, we have a good group of Green Marines heading out. I wonder if I consider them the Green Beret. But yeah, there's any kind of competitive game, you know, especially RTS and fighting games, you want the fastest response you can possibly get. That's why a lot of players also play with most of the graphical effects turned off, because they're not tryhards like me with their oh, with their fancy setup that they just need to show off. All right, here we go. That Queen might need to make herself scarce. No, she goes down right away. The Zerglings move forward, but think better of it. The workers have not been pulled yet. Surrounded by the Zerglings, there's a lot of firepower there, but the medevacs do end up having to pick them up and leave town. And look, it's some nice dead space here where the medevac can just remain a persistent threat. Oh, and we have a couple of Widow Mines on the way with the next round of Marines. little Speedling picking on those little Zerglings, but the Marines do cut. The Speedling was picking on the Widow Mines, but the Marines came to the rescue. You know, right now, I mean, Gray's got a lot more workers, but Hacky has a definite army advantage.
Yeah, and he forgot to start
And
his upgrades, man. Gray's got these evos.
yeah, yeah, Hockey about just a little ways into his attack upgrades, both for Mac and for Bio. And yeah, those I'm willing to bet that as soon as Gray responds to this attack force, those medevacs in the upper right are probably going to use the opportunity to drop down again. And here we go. We have the move in, scanning ahead like any wise Terran would. Another Queen goes down for almost nothing. Widowmine's burrow, and here come the Zerglings. Here come the Banelings. getaway up in the medevac, and there they are using the minerals to their advantage, but still, yeah, the splash damage is going to get them. And as I said, yeah, the medevacs did put the Marines down, but that was after the fight had pretty much wrapped up. Still, they're getting some worker kills right away. Here comes one. Yeah. The Balin's, by the way, Balin's speed no longer grants that extra health. So that is a big thing to keep in mind. I definitely noticed the difference anytime I was playing against Tyrion last night, trying to get that portrait, and yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good
You,
point. I've been losing some
mm-hmm.
Ling Bane wars against Terran,
There we
and
go,
I'm like,
drawing out some shots.
ooh.
Yeah, you got to take that into account. The trade-off was it's a little bit cheap. Oh wow, okay, that was a good hit, but you can get that upgrade a little bit cheaper now, which it's an upgrade I frequently forget because I don't have the money at that moment when it first becomes available. So that much is nice. All right, yeah, those Zerglings, I think they can just keep kiting, especially once they get off the creep. Right now, supplies close to even. All right, better force here, and they are doing a good job keeping the Marines from kiting. Hockey very good at picking up his units in those medevacs and getting them away. And there was a Queen. Oh man, Queen kind of got a little bit overzealous and paying the price in the upper right. Zerglings come in, but those can just be picked up again. This is really deliberate, just gradually moving forward, scanning, clearing out some creep. Hockey just doing an amazing job, doing a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there, and that stuff adds up. Meanwhile, Gray really has yet to go on the offensive at all.
You
He's
know,
been on the
Hockey's
back
doing a
foot.
good job, but he hasn't been droning. I mean, making SCVs.
And
Look at his
that's
SCV count.
yeah, that's an interesting part of it. This whole match, Gray's been ahead in worker supply, whereas well, their army is just evened up, and that's what you can do when you got more workers. Even as you lose them, you can replace them faster. These Marines coming in, one of the thing about that early stem,
Oh, he's not doing anything. It's too late. He's gonna lose his
yeah,
hatchery.
that could cost them. That worker lead doesn't mean as much if there's nowhere for them to carry stuff. The Zerglings come in, the Balins come in. Some of them do go down to mines. That once again a very efficient trade.
Yeah, he
And
lost the
here we go.
hatchery.
The drone still queued to those minerals. So they mindlessly move on to dangerous territory. And
So
here
yeah,
we go.
he lost the hatchery, but Terran hasn't even expanded. They do have a third, so that's the
Yep,
problem.
exactly.
And
And Grave just took another hatchery, even if it wasn't the same place. The
so yeah.
Hydralisks are backing them up. Wouldn't be surprised if those Hydralisks are going to be making themselves into lurkers before too much longer.
So you know what, man? Hockey is doing really well in terms of microing, but he may be over microing because
Mm-hmm.
he's not macroing.
It's a trade-off, yes. It's
Because
one of those
yeah,
things. If each of these times, I mean, he's only falling behind in workers, despite the fact that he's sniped quite a few.
yeah. And Gray already
So
has a
here we
fort
go.
coming back.
But I gotta hand it to Gray. He's done a very good job continuing to macro, even though he's had to keep pumping more Zerglings out. Zerglings die easily, and Banelings kill themselves. So
Fifth and sixth
it's always
hatcheries
delicate balance. Oh
expansions.
yeah, the North is his.
Yeah.
And man, yeah, the Queen. One criticism: he keeps leaving the Queens way ahead of the army, where they can just get sniped. And I know you want to spread creep, but you want to consider queuing the commands, laying the tumor, but then immediately rallying it right back. Love this Widow Mine work though. All right. Scanning ahead, so he both knows what he's facing, and he can snipe a
Ooh,
tumor or two each
Ling
time.
Bane run
Ooh,
by.
yeah. Oh. Also, a very nice little conclave. The Hydralisks have always been a good complement to Zerglings and Banelings.
Yeah,
I do
man.
not think he should be chasing off the creep, though.
Well, he feels confident. Look,
Still,
there's only
yeah.
24 workers left.
Oh, look at that medevac go down, and look at how hurt this infantry is without enough medevacs to heal them. So,
Yep.
despite all this work Gray's gotten done, his opponent is gradually closing the vice. Ooh, but I hope he
Oh.
notices those Widow Ma. Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah, he lost his overseer, so
Yeah, he's going to have to do something about them. One of the easiest. It's easy enough to forget a widow mine that's burrowed right in your mineral line, but widow mines that are buried along your rally path are sometimes even harder to remember, and you end up taking some damage with every attack wave.
yeah. So there's already Hive, there's already Ultra coming. He's got the upgrades going.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a classic case of macroing versus over microing. So he has a nice big lead now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's still. I mean, look at back home where he has that orbital. He still hasn't moved it to his
Oh
third.
man, he's in big trouble.
No, he's been keeping himself a little bit too busy, and here he is, another drop, but that one gets shut down. Yep, he
Oh,
lost not only the medevac but everything in it. This is going from bad to worse. He does have another drop going down in the bottom, and if he could take out some tack, that might be worth it.
as long as he does not lose his army, it will
Oh
be worth
no,
it.
another. They do clear out the mines, but at a little bit of a price there. Marauder is hitting on the northern base, and there we go with yet another 1-2 punch from Hockey. Although it's very hard to maneuver both armies at once.
Yeah, he's gonna kill that
Ultra's
Ultra.
Cavern does go down, and he does not have a lot of defenses here. Those Zerglians are just going to kind of die as they race in. Oh, they do actually get a pretty good surround. He had plenty to spare.
Yeah,
Oh, but look at the workers. 75 to 31.
yeah. Hockey just takes too
Yeah, it's
long
the
to
old
macro.
exactly. It's the Captain America deal, you know. I can do this all day. And yeah, you got the resources, you can. There goes the orbital. It is moving now. And yep, we are finally moving ahead to lurker attack, which honestly can be even more effective, and especially with all these marauders roaming around. And yep, once again, finally finished clearing out the last remnants of the third there. And away we go. This time there is a lurker hanging back there. It does go down though, although his infantry is pretty hurt. Supply difference, I mean, we are looking at double now. And it's interesting, you know. I mean,
85 workers
almost
too.
all these, almost, huh?
Yeah, 85 workers too. I was gonna say you're right. Double and a crazy 50 worker lead.
Every changes, I'd say, has been more supply efficient for hockey. But it doesn't matter. Just Gray can replace them and replace them and replace them.
Yeah, you can't micro your way out of this. You gotta also macro.
Here we go. This might be the last of the big clashes. Another queen goes down, and workers too, but he's got workers to spare. And those mines have already gone off. They're gonna cover the marine escape. Plenty of hydras there, but they gotta actually reach them. And they do reach medevacs big time. Oh no! Don't leave it. Don't leave any of them. Oh, I see. But there is an attack going on in this other base. So once
Yeah,
again, divided attention.
yeah, decent attack for hockey, but it's just not enough. He needs about 10 more of those.
Well, yeah, he needs to expand behind it. It's very interesting because there's been so little damage done to hockey's macro. You know, this is one of the first times that Gray has really significantly hit this side of the map, but
Yeah, he's defended well enough. It's
he's
time
just
to
moved ahead.
counterpunch. And there it
And we
is,
have
guys.
the GG. There we go. All right. Well, Gray very much just weathering the storm. And now we will be moving on to match 2, which is going to be played on Ancient Sister. Matheson said, very impressive turnaround. Gray dominates, Hockey falls short. G-Doc lost 60 drones. Well, KJ lost 44. Ouch, I didn't even notice that.
He's talking about my last
Oh,
game.
here.
Because what happens is the way
I know.
Matheson
I
works,
just.
it remembers, it looks for the latest replay, but obviously he doesn't have your replay. So, but he was a participant. But then when he
Yes,
tries
indeed.
to look at what happened in the game, he uses a replay.
And look here from Carus. That was a great game.
Hey, that was a good
Now, if
one.
that's not an I see what you did here line, yeah, I don't know what is. Here we go. My internet's actually fallen out a little bit here.
All right, guys, here goes game 2.
By the way, any admirer, yeah, that's a new webcam for me. 1080p.
Nice.
All right. In the upper right, we have the green Terran. He is
Hockey.
and in the lower left, we have the orange Zerg up one map. He is
Green.
I think I forgot to say hockey the other time, but yes, the green player is hockey. All right. Low ground wall. I'm guessing that's going to be a double barracks. I'm curious how the strategies might differ here. I figure Hockey might try for a much bigger push, something a bit more decisive, or he might try to macro up a little bit more. It all depends.
Yeah, so this double Rex Reaper build is a nice build as long as you end up you're not too all in here and you have to do some damage.
Right, right. Good for it's good for a variety of directions. You can just use those for defense. You can use those for some extra Reaper scouting.
Yeah, and he's doing triple
That's the
Rex, which
nice
is
thing. It's
very
easy to
kinetic.
transition out of too.
Triple
Ooh,
Rex is
okay then.
harder. Yeah, it's harder to transition out of.
That
So
might not be as defensive.
yeah,
Yeah, most likely pretty dedicated. However, his opponent is getting a good number of Zerglings out. And there we go. Once again, Zergling Reaper chase. And another Reaper on the way.
yeah, and Overlord sees no command center yet. So,
Yeah,
but Hockey's not
indeed.
consistently making Reapers.
No.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, he did
I don't know.
expand.
Got 3 more in production, so we'll see what he does with these. But
Yeah.
we got a good number on this side of the map. But yeah, like you said, investments, so he has to make sure that he sets Gray back further than he is by building all this.
Curiously, though, he doesn't know that
And
there's an
look at fourth
expansion.
barracks.
Yeah, he doesn't know that there's a command center, yet he
Yeah.
still adds a third hatchery.
Yeah.
So that's just
Well,
Gray.
sometimes that's just what you're practicing.
Yeah, Gray just likes to macro.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, right. You go with what works for you, and it definitely did work for him last match. So
Yep. He hopes to take some damage,
here we
but
go.
he's gonna make a lot of workers
one of
no
those
matter what.
queens pretty hurt. Mm-hmm. Yep. Really question of whether he loses enough workers to even things out. Right now, Gray is ahead 3 workers. But yeah, this is getting to be quite a lot of Reapers, and they are
Uh,
very maneuverable.
there, he canceled it. It's not a
Queens,
bad
by the
idea.
way, cannot cast Transfuse unless they're standing in creep. Yep,
Oh
and
man, Gray
that's
is not
that
handling this
off
right.
quite a bit. No,
He's
no, he's
not.
getting his queen separated.
Yeah, and he's not fighting with the Lynx, so this is really bad for him.
Yeah, he needs not only fight with the Lynx, but to try to surround the Reapers, hold them onto the creep, have the queens join in.
Yep, he let one queen die pretty easily
So
without
far,
too much attempt.
yeah, that was an issue last match too.
He just doesn't like
Main
queens. He
individual
just
queens on
doesn't
their own.
value his queens. He doesn't value his
My
woman, man.
father, my father will sacrifice any piece on the board to take the queen. So there you go. I don't think that queen's long in this world, by the
Oh
way.
man,
Yeah,
and he's so
falls apart completely.
look great,
Those
great in hockey, man.
Reapers, not only can they keep moving out, they can use the minerals, they can use all kinds of things as positional advantage. The Reapers are probably increase the effectiveness of this.
There ends that.
But
So it ends
yeah,
this
Hockey
Reaper
did
phase.
right, and Hockey did macro decently behind this. So we're about almost on the worker counts. Gray moving ahead on Army though. And one of the things, Reapers don't do that great against Roaches, but he's got plenty of Marines to back them up now.
Yeah, he's gonna
Him
counter now,
almost
man.
done as well, so
He's ready to counter.
yep.
Uh-oh.
And once again, he's invested a lot into this counter, so he has to make this count. There is already one bunker down. Ravagers, of course, are probably going to focus right on that.
Yeah, he doesn't
Here we
see a
go.
command
Is
center,
he
so
going to
he's
move
like,
up? Is he
uh-oh.
going to...
Oh, he sees it now.
Yep. And I think he's deciding which direction to go for. He's going to take the long way around. If he
He's
can
actually
catch this
gonna
army
attack.
separated, that'll be good.
That's odd. He's actually going to attack.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Now the replacement of the third hatchery, about a third of the way done. And what do we got? What are we gonna see here? Here we go. The biles go down straight on a supply depot,
Yeah.
so it can't be lifted up.
Hockey goes
And
home.
Hockey turns his infantry around. Yes, he does. Go. Zerglin's ready to move up. He's backing them up. I think. Yeah, that infantry can easily chase down.
He's stimmed quite a
However,
bit,
they're
though.
also overstimmed a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Couple medevacs join in, but it's still going to take a little while for them to heal up everything. However, Gray is on dock. He does get his third hatchery up, so that's a good win for him. Also, once again, I hadn't worker supply, and also, well, for a moment he was a tiny bit ahead in the army
But
supply.
you know, Hockey doesn't have a third command center, so he's pretty all in, man. He's got so much infrastructure here.
He does not. And of course, command centers aren't just for creating SCVs; they're also for dropping mules. So, longer
nice
this
catch.
goes, the more missed opportunity that is. Once again, some queens going down pretty quickly, but also that army is still very, very stemmed. Becky once again doing a good job picking up, heading out.
16 workers killed so far for Hockey.
Not a bad catch as long as he keeps this behind. Here we go. Loading up the medevacs.
Yep, Hockey's gonna go for the kill, man. He's not getting a command center. He's just making lots of stuff. Even adding
Yeah, he just wants to finish up.
Yep. Not a bad idea, because Gray is pretty greedy.
And once again, also, yep, Does a drop right at the new hatchery and cleans up some Zerglings there. Now, a lot of the time it pays to do some Q commands for drops
Ooh,
like this if you're
here's
going to
the
be attacking
drop.
in two places at once. There are.
Oh, he hit it.
Oh man, that someone in that medevac had their life flash before their eyes. They do get a nice consolation prize for that Overlord, though. There we go. Armies clashing over here. The Roaches think better of it and turn around. Well, no, they don't. They regroup. Sometimes it can pay off. Just back away until the stims wear off. Splat, splat.
Okay, here's that drop attempt
Yes, indeed.
with a tank.
That's how you know they mean
Oh, two.
business.
Yeah, two.
And a queen is another casualty.
But you know, hockey doesn't do two things at once. He had that drop, and now, since it's dead, he's gonna attack with the
Yeah,
other one.
yeah, that was one of the things I was noticing, and that's where queuing commands can really come in handy when it comes to liberators or drops. He does these 1-2 punches, but he could be hitting with both at the same time, and he is losing a lot of infantry there.
Yeah, he lost his lead now for sure. He's very all in. Gray has a fourth base. He
Right.
has. He doesn't even have a third base,
Mm-hmm.
nor being built that he can float.
Gray is gonna Gray is
Just
gonna be
now.
more prepared each time these hit.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. I think he lost his window to kill him.
Quite possibly.
Unless he has a great fight.
Well, there is always that. I mean, it's by at the lead. Okay. Gray is still doesn't have everything saturated with the workers.
Hockey's army is big enough to win,
Hockey also.
but he has to have the right fight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Indeed, and right here, they're able to
This is a
isolate
great
about half
fight
the army.
for hockey. It's a great fight for hockey.
Yep, I'd agree. This is
Oh,
look
he
at
takes some biles.
all those drones crashed in the corner.
Hey, he gives
All
up.
right.
GG
Wow.
hockey.
Indeed. So we do indeed have a game 3 here. One moment, I'm gonna try. Actually, I'll try disconnecting one thing. Switching webcams.
Okay, so we're having a webcam switch. Hang tight, guys.
Oh,
I'll turn
back
mine.
soon enough.
Oh,
I'm
he's
a little
back.
bit fuzzier, but still at it.
So what happened? Your new camera is not working out?
I think my new camera might be taking up a little bit too much.
Power, yeah.
It's
Too
one of the
much.
main differences I've noticed. Well, or bandwidth, something.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even though I'm not the one hooking, I'm still uploading visuals to the Turin Ninja site. It's just something I wanted to give a shot at. All right. Third match will be on Royal Blood.
Game 3, guys. All tied up.
Game 3. In the upper right, evening this game out, we have the green Terran. He is hockey. And his opponent, the orange Zerg. He is green.
Yeah, speaking of Zerg, our best Zerg is playing tonight. after this, right?
Hey,
So we'll have a
uh,
ZVP. Is this
I believe so. Would that
yeah.
be Dark Menace?
Yeah, Dark Menace is probably our best Zerg right now.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Is War Bunny's gonna be casting a bit there too, or not really? Not sure.
Nah, he's one of the problems, he's a farmer, and he's been one of their most reliable, dedicated workers. And the kind of reward you get from that. So I mean, sure you get some money, but the other part of it is asking you to do more because he actually gets it done.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has been very much in demand in the evenings. How do they reward hard work? With harder work.
Yes,
But
sir.
no, he's great. And he's going to be doing some 2v2s further on in the season.
And so I said best Zerg after this game, and we do have a Protoss in Harus. How do you rank him with our Protosses?
He's been pretty impressive. Still kind of getting this. Oh, Proxy Factory.
Whoa.
That might be paired.
He's
Might
all
very
in,
well be
dude.
paired with the Proxy Stargate.
Uh,
I think
yeah, he's
the
putting
all
a
in last
bunker.
time paid off more.
Yeah, but he sees it right
Oop, and
away.
here we go.
Oh
And
man.
cancels it the right away too. Okay, so that's going to call for a very rapid change of plans.
This is really bad. He has no command center, a late factory, lost money.
Right.
He's even so
Well,
scared he
he
makes a
doesn't even
bunker.
have
I don't
right. He
think he has
doesn't
the right
even have an
read.
add-on on the barracks. He does have.
Yeah, I don't think Hockey has the right
No,
read on this. So just because he made the bunker too fast. So I don't think he has the right timings because you don't need the bunker that fast. You know what I mean? Unless you see a Ravager all in coming
yeah,
your
probably
way.
not. Also, you got to make sure that you have enough Marines to fill it.
Yep.
Maybe not all the way, but at least maybe 3. Okay, well, okay. I take
He's
that back. He's got 4 of them. But
Gray's probably like, why is there a bunker up there?
hey.
And so Gray takes a
Yeah,
third
he's a
base. He's like,
little
okay.
bit of kind of
He's like, all
yeah,
right,
and
I'll just
that's
take a
that's the
free
thing.
third
It's like, well,
base.
I feel comfortable now. No, my opponent invested some extra defensive money and has at the very least a late factory,
Yep. If he didn't see a bunker, he may not have made this
and he is
third
making
that
mines out of it.
fast.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that he probably still wants to try for a drop, which was at least I'm assuming. I'm doing a lot of
Oh,
assuming, but I am assuming that was his original plan.
good scout here. He's gonna see the
And yeah,
Widow Mine
right.
and the drop. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's
well
like,
worth the sacrifice, I think.
he's gonna fall further and further behind in this game. Hockey really needs to do some great damage. Although in game two he
Yeah,
won because he all
and
in.
that's
He didn't even expand. He was like, Forget this. I'm
in
not
game
gonna
2
bother."
he fell behind, but he was a right. He doubled down on what he was doing, and
Yep.
then he managed to just take that whole corner out. And sometimes that's what you got to do if you're gonna all in, all in. Don't you can't all in halfway, or it's not an all in.
It's a half in.
It's a half in. Half in. Yep. All right. Zerglin's going around the map, checking to see what's going on. But we do have a medevac. Out and about. Yeah, once again, not even trying to get
With a super
a
late
second base.
three Widow Mine drop. Oh man, he still
Yeah.
doesn't have a second command center.
And if
So,
there is detection there.
oh
Mm-hmm.
man, this is really bad. Is he bringing workers? Oh
And
no.
that Widow Mine drop is still hasn't actually.
Well, he can
Yeah,
only
all
do one
right.
thing
He's
at a
hitting the
time,
gas
right?
now.
Yeah, he doesn't do it at the same time, right?
Yeah,
So,
that is a possibility. My APM's terrible, but I have learned some good tricks for just queuing up multiple
yeah,
things at
queuing
once.
it up is the
Sometimes
key
that's
there.
what it comes to.
Ooh, nice hit.
Queuing it up, taking advantage. Oh, yeah.
Great
But
hit,
also
man.
taking advantage of camera points. And there he goes. That Widow Mine just kind of towing away, but it's not
Yeah,
going
he
to
had a
happen.
nice
So
hit,
here we
man, but
go.
that's just not enough without a command
Marine
center.
medevac mine.
He's one basing it. A third barracks coming in a fourth.
Oh, absolutely.
Might as well go all in, all in.
We will see. There are a lot of Banelins that are getting ready to hatch. Mine hits are going to be big, but even beyond that. He's got some combat shields, only maybe a quarter of the way. It's also only got one Matavac there, so there's got to be choosy about when he stems. Burrowed Bans would be huge here, yes. Honestly, any Banelin hits, though. Go, Medevac, Fury, and more Mind's End. So this is all green in mind. I don't think
It's
he's going to be
funny
making
because
anything else.
Gray is still making 9 more workers, 9 more drones. He knows
Sure.
there's no
And
second
that's what he
base.
does. And
Yeah. He's, he's like, I got this. I'll still make workers.
yeah, well, it can pay off. And of course, it's not just about mining either. It's about larva. If you want to make a lot of units at once, you got to have a lot of larva available.
Oh,
He's
that
letting
hurt him more.
some of those Berlins run away. But ooh, the supply tells a little tale here though. 100 to 66. Army is about even, but once again, Gray way ahead in supply
Yeah.
in worker supply.
One base
Way ahead in
Terran, man.
economy.
You don't normally see this at all,
Here we
right?
go. Here we go. Actually, one of my few wins last night was against a one-base Terran.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's I never see a one base
And then
Terran because
some of my other they don't last long. No,
yeah, and you can always make a
even when it's
command center
mineral,
for free because you can
at the
float
very
it
least,
down.
you want those mules.
Yeah, because you can float down the
Yeah.
command center. It's not a risk, you know. So the fact that he doesn't even make one, he's all in on
Right.
one base. That's the big problem.
And not only that, should they send Zerglings and Banelins after the command center, you can lift it up then.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
So there's
until
no
you turn into
reason not to make.
planetary, you're
Yep.
kind of anchored.
I think he's
Oh, and
just
here, yeah,
overwhelmed.
surround
Yeah.
after surround. This is going to be GG very
Yeah.
soon.
And Gray with a fourth base.
And those Marines just kind of stepping up the chopping block one by one.
And a fifth base for
Hecky,
Gray.
meanwhile, he knows he's got the advantage, and why not? Why not push it? As long as you're not letting your opponent build up too much, as long as a lot faster. But yeah, I'm still with Harus. Where's that bro? I want to see some style points with a nice burrowed Banelin head.
When Zerg's way ahead like this,
Granted, those only do so well against medevac.
yeah, when Zerg's way ahead like this and the Terran doesn't want to leave, you know, you put hatcheries everywhere, and then you just kind
Oh yeah,
of throw
absolutely.
Link Bane at them nonstop. Maybe even doing swarm hosts.
Our numbers are unending. Well, yours are fallen by the second.
Reference cite that quote.
That would be Kerrigan on the final mission of Wings of Liberty.
Ah, there you go. See, these Widowmine drops won't do much killing workers when you have, you know, almost triple the workers.
Yeah, he's not going to catch up by killing workers when he's not making more of his own. And look at how oversaturated his main is now.
Yeah.
He is taking your advice now. He is making another command center on the high ground.
Yeah, it's just that it's 5 minutes, 8 minutes too late.
I am planning on revisiting the campaigns fairly soon. Oh, yeah? What do we got? I think there were some Widow Mines that just got splashed themselves, the Banelins. So, sometimes that's, rock versus paper. You end up with rock versus rock, and both of them shatter. But the old units that just plow over and plow over each other too.
Yeah, I'm looking
I
at
played once
Hockey's
against a Z. Yeah, go on.
I'm looking at Hockey's vision, and he knows that Zerg has 5 hatcheries at this point, and he doesn't know how dead he is, I guess.
Well, the whole style of the swarm, Gray's embodying it. He is just growing and growing and growing, and then
Yeah.
just
Yep.
flying over. Yeah,
Good.
I've once played against a Zerg who was so bad he literally made all the units. I've done that before. Even if you're not making all the units, sometimes you still want to make sure you have a Siren and Ultra Cavern just in case they come in handy. I mean, if
you
you're
you get
maxed
all the
out,
upgrades. You get everything.
not that Gray is, but he's getting there.
Gray's the type that will make nine
Exactly.
more. He'll make 9 more workers too, if you're all inning him off of one base and you already have 3 bases.
Yeah, and I mean, you see that all the races to some extent too. It's like the old thing, noticing that a Terran is getting auto sec, high sec auto tracking. It's like, well, I mean, he had the money, so why
Ooh, I
not
noticed. I noticed with
get a
Gray, he
little bit more
does.
range on your turret?
He does F2.
Oh, boom, boom! That was
Hockey
full
sees
on
another.
4th of July there. But
Hockey sees another base. He's like, what?
he does, and
He's.
I mean, Gray could just keep replacing. This isn't, an interesting thing though, is hockey, despite being behind the supply, he actually has quite a bit of a bank going, so he might even want to make some more production structures.
And look at Gray.
One thing he
Uh,
just keeps doing though,
oh, he finally splits. Or
Gray,
not
Gray,
really.
Gray is always leaving those queens out after setting the tumors down. So,
And Gray's like, why haven't you left? Let me
like
see.
I
Do you have a
said,
secret base? No secret base.
yeah, I mean, that's got to be in mind anyway.
Oh well, there you
It's
go.
classic, how can I still lose? I can still lose if it turns out this guy was mining somewhere
All
else the
right.
entire game.
I think he's
There
gonna
we
finish
go.
this sucker
Lifts
off
it up.
because he got banelings. There's.
He is going to close in.
Yeah, this should finish it because he's even make so many more.
You removed F2 from your hotkeys. Yeah, I tried that once. I honestly found that without it, I was just falling behind. I do make a point of hotkeying a lot of my units
Here it
anyway,
is.
particularly the ones that have a special function. But yeah, where I'm at, it's just worth it. And here we go, the Banelings, the Zerglings, and especially the Hydras. The Hydras are the anchor here, whereas everything else goes down ahead of them. Now they are just shooting those spines all over the place.
All right. Well, we're not gonna watch him
Orbital
lift
goes
and hide.
down, and here we.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch
I've
that,
seen
man.
this with hockey before. Yeah, it has been the way ever since 1998. It ain't over until they find a unit that can fly after your last command center.
Well, we this is a replay. We can end it, and actually in live games we can end it too, because we know there's no possibility.
Actually, we can just speed it up. Let's speed it up and see what happens.
That's true. That's the power of the replay. And there it is.
And there's that replay end in there. He did not, Hachi likes to give himself that chance, but he's not one of those guys who forces his opponent to destroy the last building.
All right.
So, I need to step away for a few minutes. I'm actually just going to reset my router, power cycle it.
Yep. And,
but I will be right back.
Yep, sounds good. We'll play.
And then in the meantime, yeah, let's make sure that the Dark Menace is available.
Yep, Dark Menace is. I think he's almost ready. So by the time you get back, we can start.
Yep, just checking him. I know it says. All right, I will be returning very briefly.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Sarah, what have you done?
Kerrigan, the die you cast. This is the last day. Your swarm darkens the sky of any planet.
Forget Minsk. Forget all of it.
When we are done here, I will return to my people and accept their judgment.
Command, we've found Kerrigan. She's holed up in a Zerg base.
I made my peace long ago.
Consider it done. For ire. Indeed.
Alex, I just heard that, I think it's your dad, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he just mentioned that apparently you like watching my videos. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Instability, Stu Blue, and Neutrophil. Good luck in the FSL. Protoss Power.
Hello Meadow, thank you for being my fan. I hope you can keep cheer for me and have a nice day with StarCraft.
For you, Meadow.
Hello Meta, keep playing StarCraft 2. Hope you enjoy the game.
Hey Dark man, keep playing Turk. It's fun and hopefully you'll get some good results. I'm cheering for you.
What's up guys? FSL people here. Who's playing?
Hello, my name is Little Reaper, and I play Protoss, and I've got a Platinum 1.
Nice.
Hey, I'm Chien Pone. I play Protoss, and I'm Gold 3. Well, I've achieved Gold 3.
Nice.
Hey, what's up?
Tell me your name, game name, your ranking, what race you play.
I'm Dominic. I'm Deepu. I play everything, and I'm Plat 1, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Hello, I'm Ethan. I go by ET. I play Terran. I'm like Silver 2. So
Nice. Menace, Zerg, Diamond 1. Alright.
Hyper Turtle, Platinum Random.
Nice. Tell me your game name, your race, and what level are you?
War Bunnies. I'm a Protoss and low Diamond.
Nice.
I am Fenrir. I am a Silver 1 player. I don't know my MMR. I'm a Terran.
Nice. So tell me your name.
Instability.
And, yeah, what race you play and your ranking.
I'm in Diamond 2 with Protoss, but tonight I'll probably be playing Silver.
Beautiful.
Hey, I'm Neutrophil. I play random and I'm high diamond.
Nice. And
I'm Chien Pone.
oh yeah, we saw you already. There you go. And this is ET's gonna be casting.
Howdy.
All right. And that guy is Caliber. He'll be playing later too. And that's our FSL group. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I'm joined here by Kwame Timpo. And we're going to have an exciting match, and one you've not seen before, never before seen on Cheesadelphia's stage. A little bit of a 4v4 action. You're just introduced to the players a little bit there. It's going to be on Concord Alley, and I think they've got some spicy things cooked up for us, Timpo.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit of some trash talking.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They don't play nice.
No,
they don't play nice
these
in this league.
kids these days, I tell you.
Yep, they are just uncouth, unmannered. It's disgusting, really.
But it's beautiful at the same time. Yeah?
Absolutely beautiful.
That competitive spirit, because sometimes you just got to let it all out.
Yeah, absolutely. So it should be a fun time. Just a little show match to kind of show more about the FSL. We do, of course, it takes place every Wednesday and Friday. And seasons run a few months at a time because obviously there's a lot of people interested in playing. So there's a lot of matches to do.
Yeah.
Tons of excitement. Some great storylines as well.
I bet.
This
you're
league,
very familiar with them, too.
You can start a season with nothing, and then you're diamond by the end of it, right? Like, there's so much improvement that can be done at this level and so many months to do it over. But that said, we're going to be hopping into game here as we are loading into the map. It's going to be Concord LE as we are here in the bottom left-hand side of the map, we've got our pink Terran player from Psystorm's community team. It is Neutrophil. And his ally, one of the many, the dark gray Zerg player, she is Instability. Ooh. Another teammate, the dark green Protoss player, he is Fenrir from Redstone. And rounding it out, we have the light green Protoss player trying to confuse us. We have War Bunnies from Minnesota Barcraft.
Hey, so that's gonna be Team ET, okay? And on Team Tempo in the top right, all right, we got here on the right-hand side. Give it up for the orange Terran player, ETTT.
All right, I am back.
T to the fourth.
All right, let's bring this back
And,
since
a little
Hyper
bit
Turtle
above,
is back.
On the red, rocking the red trunks, it is the Terran player, Hyper Turtle, with that Minnesota Barcraft as well.
All right, Hyper Turtle, we're back.
Oh, indeed we are. And do you know who we have with us? We have our competitors Dark Menace and Harus.
Oh, let's bring him to the screen.
Absolutely. I've invited you both to the party too, or suggested you to it, I guess. Welcome, welcome. And I don't... Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what I was looking at on Dark Menace's camera, but I guess he's rotated about 90 degrees. Welcome. Can you both hear us? Yep. Yeah, we have one of you rotated 90 degrees, the other one kind of lips down. Can either of you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I think they're good. They can hear.
Yeah. All right, welcome. You guys are kind of the top of the card, code S+, as we call you, since we've had enough really skilled players that we had to divide the league up just a little bit. And also, we have one of our very, very long-time players against one of our newcomers. Harus, how are you doing? Is your mic turned on? I can't actually hear you. Although, here. That might be me. One moment. I think that is
Hello?
me. Hi. All right, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it was
it was
me.
turned
Awesome.
off.
Hey, nice shirts. You like
Thank you.
StarCraft 2?
Of course I do. My favorite game.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. All right, so I was asking, you were mentioning when we were chatting before that you've been having some good fun on the new patch?
Yeah, it is good, I guess. I really enjoy playing against the new Cyclones. I really enjoy playing against them.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially seeing the new... the Immortals are actually very viable now, and that makes me happy, I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it seems like such a tiny change, just having the barrier count towards the initial damage, but in practice, boy.
Yeah, they are so good.
Oh, and Dark Menace, upside down, dude.
He's rejoining. His camera cut off, but keep asking questions.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think it was muted too. What do you like best about the new patch? Have you tried out any of the maneuverability with the big ships?
I tried the Tempest. I didn't try the Mothership yet. I also tried the new Sentry buff. It's actually huge. One more second with the armor is actually very useful.
That's been buffed in the past too. I know that they. I'm trying to remember what it was previously, but I know they can get like their first hallucination out just a tiny bit quicker or something like that.
I know Wings of Liberty hallucination used to have to be upgraded, but besides that, I don't know.
It used to be something you had to research at the Cybernetics core. So those little guys have come a long way. Not to mention, with each expansion, they've found some new things to make hallucinations of. So the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're not going to be taking on. Oh, go on.
No, okay, you can go on.
Dark Menace is
Here's
ready
room for
now.
small talk. Okay, great. Dark Menace. Have you tried the new patch yet?
No, not yet. I haven't played since the weekend.
Oh, wow. It's going to be trial by fire then. Have you at least checked up on notes? You know about some of the little changes? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think Rus may have scouted ahead of you a little bit, but KJ Freedom was actually saying probably the best Zerg in the league at the moment, our league.
I don't think that's that hard. I don't think there's any other Zergs.
Aren't there?
I was going to say that.
No,
there's no
Zerg.
Zerg.
There's no other Zerg.
Full-time Zergs.
I hope that
Hyper
wasn't
Turtle.
backhanded of him then.
Full-time Zergs.
Yeah, there's no.
You're a random player. We have proof.
Yes, I am. I do change t-shirts a lot.
I mean, he is like the best Zerg and the worst Zerg at the same time. This is cool.
Honestly, I'd love to see you up against Empire.
All right.
He's just been doing 2v2. Yeah, okay.
Let's do this,
So,
guys.
Probably about time to get started. Let me just double check. What are the maps? We will be starting out with Royal Blood, that ancient sister, and if it goes to game 3, we'll be doing Altitude. So, everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, fantastic. We will see you on the battlefield. All right, they have been moved to their individual chats. So, KJ, it looks you've got the leadership now. So we're gonna have to bring the players in, and you'll have to create the lobby.
Let me do that, and let me show the map selections first, and you can talk about it while I'm getting this set up.
Well, it's kind of interesting having the new map, the new patch, but talk about the old ones. But Royal Blood, fairly straightforward, but definitely a lot of rising and fall. And there's a high ground path between the bases with a little dip in the middle. And a lot of rocks you can destroy as shortcuts. That's a classic of StarCraft 2, just being able to gradually decrease the distance between the bases should you choose. Here, let's try Frieden again. It also
no, it's not Frieden, it's Dark Menace. We need Dark Menace.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, sorry. I get a little bit mixed up because Dark Menace's name in Discord is a little bit different than he is in game. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Gonna be Royal Blood. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the aesthetic of this map that just really gets me too. Not just the gold minerals, but also just these giant coins that are just sort of fairly kind of carelessly thrown around, left on the floor. And we are, of course, doing Protoss versus Zerg. As far as defensibility goes, I mean, this map does not have a natural on higher ground than the path leading up to it, but still the usual choke point.
All right, here goes, guys.
Here's our countdown. Go, ready.
You're watching FSL Season 6.
Have more advice how to break your addiction to F2. I don't know. I'll get there at some point, but there's other stuff I need to fix as well. All right. Now, in the upper right, we have the pink Zerg standing on his Odin Kodas. He is
Dark Menace.
And his opponent, the red Protoss. He is
Harus.
And off we go. Very standard PVZ low ground. Dark Menace, meanwhile, believe he will be trying to take his hatchery in just a moment. And Harus already has a probe there to try to make it more difficult than it should be. Good old drone probe fights. The drone actually, Yeah, I think he's heading straight to just take his natural at the third. And we will see what Harus makes of that. Yeah, he checks it out. He's what's going on. Now we're gonna have to see. That, of course, is going to be a second base. It's a lot harder to defend if there's anything coming out early, and also a lot harder to connect the creep. Probe looking around. Yeah. I mean, aside from the locations, the build order itself is pretty standard. And Harus feels very comfortable taking his natural. He has the usual Protoss wall set up at the net. As I suspected, usually if you take a further out second, you take the third a little earlier to connect them. Bruce making sure not to miss a moment of the action, though. He is making sure that nothing that gets laid down escapes his vision. Probe is probably going to be heading out now that it's about time for the Zerglings to appear. He does have an Adept, and who will most likely be rechecking that spot soon enough. Stargate goes down. That is his tech of choice. Stargates, which I understand have been struggling a bit against Cyclones and PVT, but we are at the usual PVZ. Big difference there is that I guess both the Hydralisk and the Infestors can become viable just a little bit earlier now. So, lends itself very well to very specific timings or desperate defense. Two Adepts shading forward. First, very well practiced at making the most of that movement speed. The Shades do move fast in the Adept, so that's why sometimes you see them do an extra one on the way. And Oracle is going to follow up, so Bruce definitely has his eyes set on going after his opponent's drones. He chooses not to shade, and then sends out to shade again. Keeping his opponent busy for, I think, also seeing if he can lure the Queen away from the drones, but of course the Oracle only just popped. And I think one of those Adepts does go down. So that is going to decrease their effectiveness. One Oracle heading out. The other one Oracle is out, but there's another behind it. So when he does hit with the Oracles, he plans to make it count. Oracles also, by the way, very good for vision. They can do Revelation on opponents' units, but also the Stasis Ward has a little bit more vision than it used. You can almost use those as creep tumors along the pathways, just see what's coming at you. Citadel, the Twilight Council and Forge go down, so odds are he's expecting this game to go a little bit long. And Dark Menace sending quite a few Zerglings over. He's transition into Roaches, so I think he just wants to get done with them what he can. Classic strategy, keeping the Adept in a nice snug place between a pylon and a hard place. And oh man, speaking of F2 stuff, or maybe just necessity, the Oracles do come straight home. There is a pylon that goes down, quite a few Zerglings, but for what they're published, I think that's a very small investment. Zerglings ending up being about 25 mils each, and that's all. Roach Warren up and running, a fourth hatchery taken. The Oracles go here, but Dark Menace definitely knows to expect them. Does not have a Spore Crawler in the natural yet, or I guess third is what it ends up being. Oh, and if they focus down, if they focus on the weakened one, he might lose an Oracle straight off. They do escape. Very important. They can recharge energy and make themselves worth the money. Now, so far, both of them are taking their time as far as building up an army. They've been keeping a close eye on each other, so they know that they're isn't a big army getting built up on the other side, or at least they're going to be pretty confident. So they're being pretty comfortable just coming in, taking a swipe at their opponent's third, leaving again. And one Zergling just there to keep an eye. Revelation goes down. And does... Yep, once again, that same Oracle taking a lot of damage, but escaping. And you know what they say, no matter how injured these units are, they still do full damage. They just don't last long if they're taking it. Gateway explosion going here, Charge is almost done researching, and on the other side of the map, Dark Menace is going the Hydralisk route. That is interesting. He did put the Roach Warren down. I do not think he's made a single Roach, but sometimes they're really just... Sometimes the Roach Warren's just in case. It's just a safety measure. As far as upgrades go, Karus a little bit in the lead. He has +1 attack on his Gateway and Robo units. And we've got a couple of Oracles that are just kind of trapped in the upper right corner. Still, it's attention that you can draw from your opponents. Those queens, if they're sitting there, they're not going to be transfusing or spreading creep. And if they do leave to defend something, well, that might be a good opportunity to move the Oracles in. Oracles do decide that they're better off just heading home again. And I gotta say, that Oracle Brad has continued to survive. There for the shields and the energy to recharge. However, with these Hydralisks there, those Oracles, well, they're not going to be very good in a straight-up fight anymore. They might want to lay down some stasis traps, stasis wards, whatever you call them. I'm a little bit mixed up on which... Is it stasis ward or stasis trap to Warcraft 3? Stasis totem? Yeah. Anyway, time to clear out some creep. And still, throughout this, I mean, pretty similar supplies, but I gotta say, Dark Menace, just a little bit of a lead all around. Oh, this Oracle takes advantage of terrain and escapes yet again. However, its friend, not so lucky. We did finally see the end of that first Oracle. And look at them. I mean, they've been able to keep each other a little bit busy, but very, yeah. Post the last match we saw, bad. And look at those Banelians and Hydralisks doing a lot of damage. Even the Archons forced to retreat. He is going to have to reinforce this army very quickly. There is double army supply on behalf of Dark Menace. Stasis wards only catch 2 Zerglings and a Changeling, as far as I can tell. And that shield battery doing wonders for the Archon, but it goes down too. I don't think there's much more that Harus can do at this point. Those Colossus going to be probably able to drive the Hydralisks away, but there's other places they can do damage. And yeah, the moment the Colossus moves out, those Hydralisks can close the gap. More and more Zerglings stringing out. 82 army to 27, 154 supply to 96, and that Colossus is in a lot of danger. It's going to go right down. Another stasis trap only catches a couple of units. That's been very unlucky. Nexus goes down too. This is getting worse for Cruz. Bane, Ling, and Ling, Bane, Hydra. Always a nice combination. Hydras have made a nice little comeback since Liz patch, just based on the effectiveness of their early upgrades. And they actually ended up kind of backing off their original plans to combine the upgrades into one again, the speed and the range. Classic Hydralisk upgrades all the way back to the original game, and they are effective. Anything that allows your units to move more quickly or shoot further. And once again, yeah, Dark Menace, he has a big chunk of the map, mining constantly. Harus, meanwhile, his money's starting to pile up. He just doesn't have the production to spend it as the units keep going down. And there's the GG. Dark Menace takes map number 1. Once you see the effectiveness of Dustin and Formula.
What do you think, man? You know, I think he had a chance to run Dark Menace over, but he waited. Dark Menace was able to form some Banelings. And then it snowballed from there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I think maybe a little bit too much investment in tech early on. Those
Mm-hmm.
oracles, I mean, despite being a constant nuisance, I don't think they ended up paying for themselves.
Yeah.
So some of that was just a little bit of unluckiness too. Those Banelin hits were fantastic, but those stasis wards, one after another, they'd only get 2 or 3 very minor inconsequential targets.
Yeah. The other
So it could have.
problem.
I think there was a
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the other problem too was that
Other problem?
AOE was just way too late.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
going to
Banelins were there
Ancient
so long
Cisterns right now.
before the Colossus, and it never got to Storm. Yeah, we
Oh,
are indeed going to Ancient Cistern. Back to nature here.
yeah. When you're playing Zerg, you gotta get that AOE right away, unless you're doing charge lock,
Yes,
and then
or
you
those
need to hit.
classic checkerboards, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see
Yeah,
Harus's
and
adjustment here for game
not just
2.
Ling Bane, but absolutely. But yeah, Storm and Colossus, fantastic against Hydralisk too, if you can get to them. And I don't think he managed to even get one Storm out, so live and learn. I've seen Bruce adapt before. Cistern, once again, no ramp to natural. And even more so, a very clear high ground path between the bases and a lot of checkerboard high and low ground. But in the meantime, in the lower left, we have the Pink Zerg up 1 app. He is
Dark Menace.
And his opponent, the Green Protoss, fighting for his life. Here he is,
Harun.
And do I spy an early probe heading out? I think I do. You're going to change up your strategy. Sometimes just doing damage early. I'm very curious what his first structure will be here. Will it be a gateway or a forge? It is a gateway. And we're going to see. Yeah, once again, I saw the first game. He does like trying to interfere with the placement of the first hatchery. And it just says something about just how experienced Dark Menace is. How he didn't even bother defending that spot for too long. He just went ahead, took the hatchery at the timing he was used to. Didn't bat an eye at it. Here we are. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is early aggression or just careful scouting. Well, but that placement of the probe, I think he's going to sneak a pylon right there. Ancient Cistern does have very large mains. Otherwise, pretty standard. And what are we going to see? There's nothing with its eye on that corner just yet. And the thing about Protoss is because of the warp-in mechanic, it's not like you have to cut down on the structures you have at home. You usually want to have a gateway next to the proxy pylon at some point. But even if things warp in slowly there, they still warp in. Treachery. Treachery and stealth. Protoss attributes at their best. Yep. And I don't think that Overlord's seen anything particularly unusual. And there is the proxy gateway, which you can build stuff from the gateway. Once it becomes a warp gate, though, anything that goes there will warp in a lot faster, which comes in handy if they do discover it. So far, though, yeah, everything's rallied to the natural, and we have a Stargate, so we might even see a two-pronged attack here. Dark Menace still going with pretty much as standard, keeping the army count low as he builds up at 3 bases.
Hey, Dave.
And of course, choose on the unbuildable bricks. Wait, oh, that wasn't a gate. Wait,
Yeah.
what the? I guess I didn't actually click on it. That's no gateway. That's the Stargate. So I don't think you can proxy oracles any closer than that. Granted, I mean, there's still going to be queens to fight back against them no matter what. He's going to see if he can lure it away with these adepts, though. It's like, and also, I mean, yeah, it's still slow warping at that pylon, but he can still use it to do some warping. And here we go. Dark Menace has to decide where to focus. Does he want to go after these adepts, or does he want to take that pylon down? He does. He depowers the Stargate, but he should probably leave the Stargate alone now and just finish cleaning up. It's depowered. Well, I mean, regardless, even if this isn't the most efficient. Oh, man. 11 drones, though, still. That's a bit of an investment, a pylon and a Stargate. And where are we? Yeah, the Adepts did not survive either, so he's going to have to be very careful about what he does next during this counterattack. Shield battery is down. But right now, a couple of Stalkers. I think that should be enough. He's got the proper kind of wall. The Zerglings head over, just make sure that there's no expansions going on. Oh, and yeah, that happens just as he's setting up his Nexus. Lair attack being worked towards. There is a Twilight Council on the way as well. Both sides teching up. Oh wow, that was a quick cancel. I think it was the right call, even though there weren't many Zerglings right there. There were more on the way. Yikes. Right now, it's interesting. Harus with the worker lead. Darkness with twice the army supply. And of course, Bruce does not have a Stargate. He did not replace that. He is going all out with the Twilight Council and Forge. Blink attack is the way he's going here. And he does put down another Nexus. Probably going to put down some defenses there right away. There's the classic Adapt, squeezed between the pylon and the minerals. Probably needs a little bit more, though. He can warp in more. What are we going to do here? More Adepts? Yeah, why not? And once again, Dark Menace choosing to go with the Hydralisk Den. Yeah, he is going to need a little bit of reinforcements here. Calculates very carefully. Gets the Stalkers over there just as the Adepts go down. And +1 attack. About halfway done. Chronode. Let's see. Harus, once again, being very attentive with his creep tumors. More than connecting all 4 of those bases. And there is a 4th on the way. And choosing to go with more Zerglings. Baneling Nest is available should you choose to use it. And both Hydralisk upgrades being researched. And here we go. Here's that splash damage we were talking about. Harus almost done with the Templar Archives. Robotics Facility on the way. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, going with Archons, not researching Storm just yet. And we do have, yep, sneaky little changeling looking around. And gets stuck by the Adept. Yeah, just a normal Zealot hanging out by the water cooler with the Adept. Nothing suspicious here. Nope. Just doing my thing. So, who do you like in the big game? This is the big game, pal. Not being suspicious, not being suspicious. Okay. A couple of Banelings being more. Yeah, so I think we're going to be seeing something pretty similar. Probably a fairly big Hydraling Bane push. Robotic support bay on the way, so, my concern is still doesn't have Storm, and it's going to still be a moment. Robotic support bay has to complete before the Colossus can come out, and after that, he's still going to want to get their range. Extended thermal lance. But Dark Menace is already on the move. He is going to go up the side to see if there's a base he can snipe right there. There are Zealots heading the opposite direction. But they're just... This is a full-on attack force. With the Zealots, just a harassment crew. He does get Dark Menace's attention, though. The whole army turns around again. Oh, and then turns around again. And look at, there's that destructive stuff. Clearing a path for his reinforcements. One thing you always got to be careful of, make sure your banelings are not selected for that. You do not want to waste your banelings on rocks. Take it from someone who knows. Is almost done now, and we are opting with Disruptors rather than Colossus this time around. Maybe not as good against the Lings and Banes, but definitely they can get their money's worth against Hydras. Honestly, it all depends what's moving around. Okay, okay, absolutely forget what I said. That was great against Banelings. They just have to not be rolling. Ooh, Zergling's getting work done. Peru's still pushing the offensive, but Warps and some Zealots at home. However, a couple of them are just standing there. He did not warp in close enough for them to home in on the Zerglings. Loses 5 workers. I mean, could be worse. 2 more robotics facilities on the way, so... I know that a lot of people have really... Actually, Horus himself said that he's really been appreciating the extra power that Immortals have now that their barriers actually absorb as they're being activated instead of not until afterwards. So their survivability has definitely been increased. What do we have? Well, another changeling on its way across. Got a thermal lance. So yeah, I think Horus was thinking just like we were. These matches can go very differently if you've got a whole lot of splash damage. And there he is. There he is. Another normal everyday zealot. Dark Menace positioning. I think he really would like to attack from multiple sides at once. Just get a full surround in. However, that's a whole lot of actual zealots that are making their way in. Alright, no more fooling around. Those 2 changelings did not act convincingly enough. Alright, here we go with the Zerglings. Backed up by the band. Oh, look at those beautiful storms. This really does make a difference. Archons hanging out. If they can get back the shield battery, they could be especially effective. Gotta get those disruptors out of there, though. And there's that beautiful Immortal. And ouch. Yeah, 15 probes down. However, I mean, look, at the same time, these Zealots getting a lot of work done there, too. They are making sure that their opponents have to pay attention to both sides of the map every second. Of course, we're at the point of the game where, well, minerals are plentiful, so there's a little bit more room just to run a lot of Zerglings or a lot of Zealots to the other side. Zergling attack speed being researched, and we have Lurkers ready. Talk about splash damage, although a very different style of it. And of course, Zerglings have to burrow first too, so position is very important. The upgrade that causes them, the speed upgrade, now only affects how quickly they burrow and unburrow. It does not give them any speed bonus while they're just crawling along, which is something they did before. Oh, and here come the Archons. Chasing after the Hydralisks. Alright. Lurkers, go underneath. And here come... Yep. Horus with true aim with those disruptors, those purification novas. Setting up the Lurkers around that expansion. Lurkers with their upgrade do outrange cannons, of course. And here we go. Purified. Still, this is a good number of Lurkers, and I mean, he doesn't... The Disruptors do counter them, but they counter them slowly, and there are more and more Zerglings flooding across the map. The Archons and the Colossus are pretty nice against those, of course. Here we go. Just not missing a stop. I am so impressed by the way both these players are able to attack and defend at the same time. Just making sure... Oh, man. This Hydras and Banes getting very close to the Colossus. One of them does go down, but not the other two. Right now, no, not too much of a supply difference. 145 to 149. Dark Men, obviously a significant worker lead, especially after some of those attacks. But yeah, Horus not only has a lot of supply in his army, it's a very high-tech army too. Fire being added, I'm guessing that's going to be Corruptors to counter those very, very tall Colossus. Hey, Colossus, hey, how's the weather up there? Bet you hear that all the time. Okay, enough, I apologize. Deeply apologize. All right. Purification Nova takes out a creep tumor. And I think we're going to see a lot more Novas and Storms right now. All these Banelings and Zerglings coming in. A lot of them struggling to get through. Keep in mind, once again, I can't stress enough how much of a difference it makes that they don't get a bonus from the speed upgrade to their health. Oh, man. Look. Disruptor's cornered, though. Nowhere for them to go. Bruce is going to have to try to remax very quickly because his army is almost half of what his opponent's is. Still keeping the Zerglings... Not the Zerglings, the Zealot. It's the other busy unit. Keeping them busy, so neither of them are given a chance to catch their breath. Zealots, not bad. They are 3-1 as far as their upgrades go against 2-2 Zerglings. No range upgrades just yet as far as Zerg goes. Yep. Bruce wasting no time trying to get those, trying to get more Disruptors out. It's tricky when you're paying attention to your army, but some Chronos would be golden here. Just speeding up those robotics facilities. And Dark Menace, look at how many bases he has. He is 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Classic combo, Zealot Archon. I always love these unit compositions that, you know, were there from the beginning, go away maybe for a little bit, but then come back and forth. And yeah. Still, neither of them really able to get a huge lead, but gotta say, Horus's economy, despite all the bases his enemy has, he's definitely getting more mining done. 87 workers to 65, and you know it goes with Zerg. Whether it's StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2, you always want to have a lot more bases than workers. He's got the bases, though. More lurker upgrades going, more lurkers coming out, and we are gradually inching towards 3-3 Zerglings. Right now, three Immortals being worked out. Yeah, I would just love to see some more Chronos going. Yeah, easy to forget, though. Look at that Overseer, just hanging out there with the extra eyeball popping out of its skull. And there go the Lurkers. They can potentially get a lot done here, especially if he controls them very well, puts them in the spots he wants them to. The more spread out Lurkers are, the more trouble they are.
Watch the main and my view.
Yeah. Yep. That is Warp Prism. And yes, even more and more Zealots being warped in back home. Whereas the Lurkers are gradually getting cleaned up. The supply lead for Horus is growing. And he can go ahead and warp in Zealots in another spot too. Oh, look at me. The transports are supposed to show bigger on the mini-map, and I'm still missing them. But I'm practicing.
It's okay, just follow my camera.
Oh, I am. I'm back on it. I was checking a couple of other things. This is interesting, though. I mean, look at how quickly Dark Menace managed to replenish. Yep. Just like the Oracles from last game, and a lot more effective. That Warp Prism can just keep moving things. And he really likes that spot, too. That's the same spot that he put that Stargate down. Hydralisk makes short work of it this time, though. Ooh, and these mortals. Huh? I mean, they've got those wonderful barriers, and they do a lot of bonus damage against armors. So that actually paid off. I didn't think that would be. I didn't think them stepping forward and taking on the lurkers would be worth it. I was wrong. Now 3-3 almost done for Dark Menace, and he is just pumping more and more Zerglings. I don't know how well they're going to do against the Archon Colossus combination, though. But their mobility is important, and they can hit just better. And here come more Zealots. More Zealots into the third. Bruce will not finger off the Z button. And who can blame him? Alright. Archon Immortal Colossus moving in. Storm's going down. Very costly, but he's also still being driven back regardless. Zergling's coming around the back, too. They have to be... Ooh, 20 workers gone down. So even if he managed to get some good hits on the enemy army, yeah, he lost more economy. And keep in mind, that same larva he's using those workers is larva that army. So there's that double hit you got to take each time. Bruce at 3-1, but with second armor upgrade going. And I do not think Bruce is aware of the corner base. This is interesting, though. I mean, once they reach a certain point, they haven't really been mixing things up much as far as tech goes. It's kind of just using the units that they do best with. And of course, constantly having little Z guys come in and just wreak havoc. And here we go. Yeah, can you get the cancel? Oh, good. Costly, but Bruce, he's maintaining the lead. I gotta really get my confidence to Dark Menace's creep spread, though. Look at that highway in the middle, and then connecting all the base. Still, I mean, you look at the banks between them, about even on gas, but Curse definitely has minerals to spare. And yeah, he is in an additional gateway. A few corruptors on the way, and Dark Templar. That's one of that class. That's one of those classic quests of it's never Dark Templar shrine down. It's just nice to have them, especially when you're playing this harassment heavy style. His main army, yeah, they've taken some bases like they are right now, but so much the damage has just been some zealots that have been slipping through here and there. And imagine if those had been Dark Templar instead. Lurkers are coming in. They got to find their spots to burrow. Oh, look at that hit. Not enough to finish them off, but that hurts. Disruptors, by the way, one of their big nerf was they take more supply, but also... Oh, never mind, we have the GG. I'll talk about Disruption another day. We have ourselves a Game 3. And that was quite the match. I think the first match, Bruce was pretty much behind almost the whole time. That one, a lot more back and forth. That was just Bruce holding out, and every time, not only was he defending well, he was every single time making sure to get some zealots into his enemy base during those defenses, like clockwork. Alright, third match. The decider will be on altitude. This one, a bit more defensible. Finally got a ramp at the natural. And Honestly, just kind of that little, those very weird middle of the map. Kind of a little shortcut canal through in all directions, and then, yeah, those really weird Zelnaga Watchtower collapsible golds. Getting everyone set up. Gotta get Truce into the first side. Taurus is ready. Okay, Dark Menace is ready. We are going to figure out who will take this series. Both of them are very much psyched for this. Taking some deep breaths, getting ready to go. Curtis stretching his fingers, spread a beard. That's my move too. In the upper right, we have the pink dirt. He is
Dark Menace.
And his opponent tying this game up, we have a green Protoss named
Harun.
Matheson says that Zerg had a efficient opening strategy. Early expansion, Zergling aggression. Actually, that perfectly sums up Dark Menace. He definitely has a very economic opening and makes sure never to let his opponent relax too long. Now, both these matches, we've seen them go with pretty similar army compositions. Kind of the Gateway Robo from Karus, and basically heavy Lingbane Hydra Lurker from his opponent Dark Menace. Slightly bruised probe making its way home. And yeah, not much to say. Pretty similar to the last couple games. Dark Menace once again, yep. It's interesting. I was noting how he took his third, maybe a little bit early in game one because he had to make his natural way further away. But yeah, he really actually does like to go for that kind of just a little after 2 minutes third time. And I think he's pretty much got the sense that, weird Stargate Oracle hijinks aside, Curse doesn't usually attack straight off. He usually likes to get at least some tech going. Ooh. Going the Twilight Council route right away. And finishing up the wall as well. I was kind of wondering about that. So let's see what kind of tech you go. Okay, we are going with glaives, straight off. If you're going for glaives, usually you are going to try to get a lot done at the very first push. And then just try to shade between one base to the next. Lair about halfway done for Dark Menace. Unbuildable terrain, getting chewed up. Oh, and Blink right after that. That's interesting. I mean, obviously, just like the previous games, Curse is going to be focusing pretty heavily on gateway units. They're those first two adepts doing their work. Neither of them with any kills on them yet, but this might be their chance. Yeah, Zerglin's after them. I think the Shades will complete, though. Look at those speedlings. Again, finds that crevice, but it's not going to be enough. Yep, gets the cancel on the third. That is great for Dark Menace, who is already has double the attack units. 56 supply to 48. Yeah, I'm curious. Is this going to be on Hydra timing? Is he going to be really pushing, or is this just a defensive step? And yeah, I kind of figured. With how early that Twilight Council was down, I knew we'd see the Dark Shrine sooner or later. Was expecting a little bit sooner, but you know, he did want to get his money's worth from those glaives. Overlord Overseer speed. Really, Dark Menace mostly just making sure that those Zerglians keep an eye on all of the expansions. That phase's are, well, they're going home. Robo's going down, and expect we're going to be seeing a warp prism out of there as soon as we can. Very good. Dark Shrine done. Already warping in 4 of the guys. Cape dudes, as we say. Here we go. Splitting them up. 3 of them heading towards the... Oh, well. Yeah, those Overseers are more than ready there. However, we do have extra Cape Boy. Yeah. It goes down. Yeah, I mean, I've got to assume he wanted to get a lot more done on that with those Dark Templar. Kind of surprised that there wasn't a Warp Prism involved there. They just went straight up the front door. These Stalkers back into the shield battery. We've got Archons to support them. Hydra's focusing on one of the Archons, takes one of them down. Yeah, that's the classic. You have Dark Templar, your opponent has detection. Might as well make them into Archons. Get a little bit more of your money worth. Recommend if you can go in for a flank. And the Changelings die. Another interesting thing, you got Overseers, you might as well make Changelings. Use the energy. Oh, and this is quite the concave he's got going here. That's a lot of Hydras, all spread out, hitting at once. Karus, 66 army supply to 13, 128 supply total to just 58. I think Dark Menace just took this. Didn't realize how powerful of attack he had, but that hit hard. At this point, yeah, there's only so much you can do. Banelings just kind of crawling their way in. Archon goes down, Adept goes down. The Swarm has squeezed through the wall, or most of the way through anyway. And then they make their own door. Oh, that's clever. Dark Templar are going to do a lot of damage without any detection there, but those Hydras are going to end up probably doing a whole lot more. 16 more workers are going down. Overseer is available again. Those Dark Templar are going down to 98 out of 28. And there is almost nothing that can be done now. Yep, we have the GG. we are
Alright.
going to bring our players right in. All right, Dark Menace, congratulations. You managed to take that 2-1. Bruce, boy, you held on. The whole time,
Yes.
too.
Third game, I wanted to do something fun.
All right.
I was like FSL, Fun StarCraft League, so I have to do something fun.
Oh yeah, that's your call. You can
Hmm.
do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But yes, that was the. I don't think it could get any more proxy than that proxy Stargate got.
Yeah, I killed a lot of drones there. And I thought I was ahead.
Yeah.
Then he denied my third. So
Well, I mean, that was the second match. You ended up winning that one, right?
that was so intense, I'm not gonna lie. It was the best match I
Oh
played in
yes,
my life.
that was. And one thing I gotta really give you, every time you were defending, you made a point to also send a bunch of zealots across the map.
Yeah,
And in the long run, more and more, that paid off.
Yeah, I saw that with Max Packs. I saw Max Packs do it a lot, and I thought I'll try it, and it's actually very good. So
Yeah, just run them over and forget about it.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, especially in that second game, Chrono, especially on those robotics abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the second
I feel
game,
like you could have been getting those Immortals and Trophies out even faster. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just had a lot in mind, you know. There's a lot
There's
of
a
movement
lot
in
to
the
think
map,
about.
and
There
yeah.
always is.
But I
And
won
Dark
eventually.
Menace, very impressive game. Oh yeah, you did. Dark Menace, you won games 1 and 3, both of those with a very decisive attack. Fairly early into the game. You definitely were going with what I think you're most comfortable with, that Ling Bane Hydra Lurker combo, right?
Yep.
Yeah, not much more needs to be said there. Just curious. What was your reaction when you saw that Stargate in the second game?
I mean, I didn't really notice it until my Overlord passed over it. I thought I had
Yeah.
like a really good opening, but he did kill a lot of drones, and I fell really behind there.
Yeah, you were able to depower it pretty quickly, but yeah, that was a nice little surprise, I gotta say. So, yeah, I think big thing I took away from that, very similar army compositions on both sides for each time. Chris, you were very much going with the Gateway Robo combo. A little bit of everything from those, but yeah, some excellent splash damage. We were noticing that was something you were that was just a little bit late that first match. That was what took you down. But the second one, those Novas and those Storms just kept getting more cost efficiency.
It was also the run-bys. The Zealot run-bys really did a ton of damage.
Oh, yeah, every single time. I wish I could have had a tally of how many you did. And then the Warp Prism as well. You got those right in the base. So
I think
Zealots
that
were the
won
name of
me
the
the
game, in game 3. Oh,
I
yes,
think that was what made
absolutely.
the
It was a
game.
battle of attrition.
Yeah, because
and you kept moving ahead.
Yeah, because when I put my zealots on his in his main base, I killed a lot of infrastructure and a lot of drones and everything. And he was so busy with handling both sides. So I think that's what won me the game eventually.
Yeah, just having some room for some click and forget harassment. All right, so that was entertaining. I am very glad we got to see that. Two of you, very peak level, and I look forward to the rest of your matches this season.
Thank you very much.
GG's, guys.
Thank you, GG.
Yep, and with that, we can take just maybe a 3-minute break, and then I believe we will be ready for Lucky Larry versus Frieden.
We see them now. Just kind of chilling in the lobby.
If you want to
we'll be
them,
right back. Oh yeah. Let me interview him.
Let's something from downstairs.
Yeah, let me bring him in and let me interview him.
Here, you can take care of that. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, let's go talk to these guys.
Lucky Larry, and
we don't really see Lucky Larry. It's like a black screen, I think. Let me see.
I don't have a light.
Oh, maybe you can tab to a browser with a white window that we can see your face. There you go. We see a little bit now. But Frieden's here. Frieden, how you doing?
He's on camera, but he isn't in Discord just yet.
We gotta get him on Discord. Let's get Frieden on Discord?
Yeah, I just messaged him.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I will be back in
All right, let me chit chat with
two
these
shapes
guys.
of an ultraless sunburrow.
Okay. All right, so let's go talk to Lucky Larry first because he's on Discord first. Okay, Lucky Larry, how you been doing?
I'm not doing too bad. How about yourself, man?
Good. How's ladder for you? Lots of changes.
So, today I just decided, because I haven't played in a while since like my last appearance on FSL. And I played a little bit on some of the ladder, and I came across some weird Cyclone builds, which it's definitely refreshing to see Cyclones being used a lot, but they didn't really use them well.
Well,
and I just kind of rolled.
How many
them
games
over
did you
with.
play? Like a couple of games at least.
Yeah, just a few to get.
That's good.
My fingers warming.
Yeah, no, that's good. Just like you, Frieden hasn't played much. In fact, he's been traveling. Tell us, Frieden, what the hell have you been doing? I think cross-country trips.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on a trip to NS Expo,
Yeah.
big annual meeting of NSX Club of America, just a bunch of owners and enthusiasts. So I drove from Southern California out to Atlanta, and I just got back.
That's a long drive.
So, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know,
wow.
it's not the first time I've done it, so it's fine. Excuse me. So it's fine.
Amazing.
This is actually the only time I'm back. I'm about to go on another trip.
Where are you going?
But, I'm going to Europe for work, but then
Wow.
I got to do my
All
son's
right.
karting race.
This
the kart
man.
race this week. So this is like the one day I've got
You-
like a 3
So
What
do
a
you sleep?
coincidence.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that?
All right.
That's
I
awesome
was
to
just
have
asking, have you been able to set aside 10 minutes to sleep?
Yeah, I just sleep while driving.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to like
Is it
fill in
fun?
what I can. So I have not had any time to play StarCraft. And
On the
I'm
new
still trying
patch,
to
yeah.
I'm still trying to reschedule my match with Hurtin Time actually. So
Yeah.
probably do it when I get back. We'll figure it out from there.
All right. Well, it's good to have you here.
Sure thing.
Both
Well.
of you guys are somewhat new to the patch because you guys haven't really touched it. So I'm sure you guys will do your normal stuff. Which means random stuff for Frieden because he's a random player. Right? He's a random
so I have
player.
a chance
Oh,
of not
man.
playing
Gotta
against
keep
Terran.
track of 3 races changes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Frieden also
Yeah,
plays
that
all
has
the
been
races.
done a lot
So,
lately, hasn't it?
yeah. So this will be fun to watch. I have no idea what the score is gonna be. But good luck to both of you. And just have fun, guys, because you're back to play some SC2. All right. So let's move them out of the chat into their own channels while we
Moving them
load
to
up
their
the
lobbies. Mm-hmm.
map.
Yes,
And
indeed.
so what do you
And
think
first
the score
map,
gonna
we
be?
will have altitude.
So altitude, okay. Altitude. Attitude.
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of that to be had too.
Yeah. And so let's wait for him to join. There you go, altitude LE. I have no idea what the score is gonna be here, man. It can be 3-0 either way, or 2-1, or I mean 2-0 or 2-1 or whatever. You know, I have no idea.
I think if Frieden manages to get an advantage early on, he's gonna be able to keep it.
Yeah. Lucky Larry has an
there's
issue
just-
with
There's
F2.
a lot of room.
Yeah. Lucky Larry's more an F2 guy, but
Well,
but once he gets his ball going, he is tough. His Protoss ball.
Yep. Yeah, he knows what he's doing anyway.
All right, well, let's do this, guys.
Now, of course, Protoss versus random. There's always that eternal question: where do you put that first pylon? Usually, I think people agree that your best bet is probably just putting it at your natural entrance, but we will see.
Alright, man. Random. Let's see what race he picks up.
Random indeed. I always enjoy that a bit. I always like it when there's a little bit more improvising that has to be done. But enough talk. In the upper right, we have the purple Zerg. He is
Freedom.
And it looks like we don't have the Lucky Larry info, so you're gonna have to say that.
all right. So, his opponent, the pink Protoss, he is Lucky Larry. And oh boy, you know what I said about that first pylon? That is very much a anti-Terran pylon.
Yeah, because he
Statistically, these
doesn't
are the
know.
worst available maps for me to play, but I forgot them all anyway. Hey, there we go. You know, there's no map like a forgotten one.
So this is one advantage of being random when you throw off Protoss walling.
Absolutely. You know, if he goes with just a few Zerglings, he can cause a lot of trouble. And that was always Protoss pylon positioning. That's always the first thing you hear brought up when there's a conversation about, is random really fair? You know, does not being able to prepare which race you'll be, you know, does that even things out for your opponent not being able